Here we have a pre-owned 2020 Dodge Charger RT. This one comes in the RT Plus trim level with a Blacktop package in pitch black. And then we have black Nappa and Alcantara interior. And the powertrain consists of a 5.7 liter naturally aspirated V8 engine. And that's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. And then this RT has just a little over 38,000 miles on it. But as we come around to the front end here, I love this pitch black and how everything else is blacked out, badging everything. We do get our HID headlamps, LED daytime running lights, and then this one has LED fog lamps as well. And the lights don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking it up. But great look. Bit of road rash here. Just on the front end, that's gonna happen. And then around to the side here, as part of that Blacktop package, we do get these 20-inch aluminum wheels, which look fantastic. Then we get the blacked out, I should say the darker Hemi badges throughout. We get passive keyless entry on the front two doors. We have a 6-speaker Alpine Sound System. And then to set up your 2 memory functions, you just hit set and then pick the number you want to set the position to. And then over here, we have our power mirror controls, so we can turn the left or right side on and off and adjust using this dial. One-touch automatic up and down windows for the front, regular power windows for the back, rear window lock there, and then power door lock controls here. Bottle holder storage. And then over here, we have gauge cluster brightness. We can pop the trunk, headlamp controls. There's our auto mode, then we can push to turn those fog lights on and off. Hood release is here, and then we do have a foot pedal brake, so you just press that to engage it, then press it again to disengage. Love those pedals. And then we have a power tilt telescoping steering wheel. And there's our 8-way power driver's seat. And we do get 4-way power lumbar support. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. Let's check out this rear seat room. So the room isn't huge, but these seats are humongous, and that's just kind of how the Chargers are, especially with these performance seats. They take up so much space, but we do have rear AC vents here, 2-stage heated seats for the back, and then 2 USB-A ports. And I do like that we have the seat back pockets on both sides. And I also like that the Alcantara carries over in the outboard seats. I just love that interior there. And then bottle holders are here. We have a little storage pocket here. And then grab handle here, and we can pull this down, and then we can put a plastic hanger here, or probably 2 metal hanger hooks there if we need to. Let's see if we can get to the back here. So fuel cover, we do have capless fuel filling there. But as we come around to the back end, love the tail lights. And then this one has an aftermarket exhaust. So we'll definitely test that out on the test drive. But a huge shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for letting me drive this Charger RT Plus. I'll leave a link below in the description. So pretty good storage space in here. We do have a little hook we can hang a couple bags on if we need to. And then we can pull this here, and our spare tire, and then the battery is right there. But we're gonna come around to the rear passenger side. And then if you ever need to fold these seats down, you just pull this here, and then that'll pretty much fold flat, and you can run objects through the back seat there. And then pretty easy to just push it back into place, and it'll lock back up. And then over here, we do have another power seat. So the front passenger's power with that 4-way power lumbar. Love having that. And then we do have a lockable glove compartment here. And then I don't know if I mentioned this, we do have blind spot monitors there. But let's come back around to the front and take a look underneath the hood. And there's that 5.7 liter V8. I'm not sure if that intake comes stock, but I like that. But now let's go ahead and hop back in the driver's seat. So we do get a nice leather wrap steering wheel here. And to the radio, I have the navigation up, but I'm gonna start here with the media. We get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth audio, and then we have USB ports as well. And then over here we have our climate controls, so we can do that either from the screen or down here below. We can adjust temperature, and as you can see, it kind of follows me as I hit the button. And then we can toggle the AC, sync, all of that, but mostly all of that's done from the screen. So you're missing a few buttons down here. You can adjust the temperature and the fan speed in your auto mode, but it's kind of to sync up and all that, you have to go into the screen. And then from there you can hit this controls button or just hit it down here, and then you have your 2-stage heated and cooled front seats, and then you can also toggle the heated steering wheel from here as well. And then hit this app button here, and you can do all of that along with a few other things, including the performance control, and then you can do your drive mode setup, launch control, all of that there. And then you can just scroll through all of those settings. But performance page is one of my favorite things about the RTs, really just the Dodges in general, just the Challengers to the Chargers, being able to see all this here from G-force to having your timer set up, and then just seeing how much the engine's putting out, dyno, all of that. So very neat. But to the navigation again, we can type in, first we can go through recent addresses, points of interest, or you can just start searching there. So type in an address or a place and it'll pull up suggestions. And then the map is there. Pretty decent picture. The screen isn't flashing like that. That's just how it's being picked up by the camera. But you can pair a phone pretty easily. Just hit that and just find it on your phone and connect using that pin. And then your settings are here. So you have your languages and then your display modes. And then you can change your units from US to metric there, or you can set up a custom one. That's pretty much it there. There's the backup camera, guidelines follow us as we turn the steering wheel. And then down here below, we have our Super Track Pack, so we can toggle that there. Sport mode, toggle as well. Hazards, we can turn the screen off, and then we can either touch the screen or hit that button again and turn it back on. And then volume, we can turn that up, turn the audio off there, and then turn it back down. Tune knob here. And then we also have the 12 volt down here. And then traction control, parking sensors toggle is there. So a smaller space here, you could probably fit your phone if you needed to behind there. But for the shifter, just pull this lever, reverse to neutral drive, come over here to manually shift, either from the shifter or from the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel, and it'll show you what gear you're in there on the gauge cluster. And then cup holders are here. And then center console cubby space, not bad. You have a 12 volt, 2 USB-A ports, and then an aux input. And then this tray that you can move back and forth as well. And then we have our dome lights here, garage door transmitter, sunglasses holder. And there's a view of the back seat from up here. And then back to the steering wheel, we have the stalk behind on the left side, blinkers. And then when the headlamps are on, high beams, then we can flash there. And then we have our intermittent wipers. So there's one time there, and then we have all the intermittent settings, and then low, high, and then we can just push that in to get that front wiper fluid. And then to the left side of the steering wheel, we can use these 4 arrows and this OK button to go through the gauge cluster, and you get quite a few different options there in what you can view. Just, there's so much going on there. And then we have our Bluetooth controls here, voice recognition there. And then cruise control, we just have that standard cruise. We can adjust all that there. There's the push button start. Here's the key fob with remote start. And next, let's go ahead and take this 2020 Charger RT Plus out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Charger RT, especially with this exhaust here, it's extremely loud, which I love. It's just so much fun to get that sound out of here. So we'll give it some throttle coming out of this corner here. And a pretty strong engine. Now, of course, it's not a Scat Pack, it's not a Hellcat, so it's not the fastest thing out here, but it is a naturally aspirated V8, so it's not slow. But we just know that Dodge has some pretty powerful counterparts to go against this vehicle in particular, but still very quick. And with this exhaust, just love that sound. So aggressive. But we're gonna take it out of sport mode, just put it on cruise and see what kind of fuel economy we can get. So cruising here at 70, we're able to get pretty good fuel economy, honestly. So we're getting right at 28, 30 miles per gallon. Very impressive. And then as we come downhill here, that increases. But I would expect to get probably 28 to 30, honestly, just based on how it's been when I was kind of on a flat surface. And honestly, the ride quality is pretty good. I'm feeling just a little bit of sway, but the wind noise is not bad at all. And what I love is it's so quiet, even with this exhaust system, when I have the cruise on. So just driving mildly, it's not loud, but then when you put your foot into it, it kind of awakens the beast, if you will. Now this vehicle, I think, is still about $36,000 right now from the store that I borrowed this from. And I think it's stickered right at probably 44 before taxes. But I mean, you do get a lot for the money, I think. You have your heated, cooled seats, blind spot monitors. Of course, all of your performance page is what they call it. So you can go through all the gauges and whatnot there. You have your launch control. So especially from a sports sedan perspective, you get quite a bit while still being able to have 5 seats. And again, it's not the roomiest, but they're there. And you certainly have the cargo space in the trunk. But in terms of visibility, I like that the hood scoop still looks sporty. It's kind of intrusive on the, I guess, in the middle there, but on the sides I can still see out pretty well. And it does kind of give it a nice look in terms of the body lines. So it was a good job by Dodge being able to have a car that looked super sporty, especially with the hood, but still being somewhat visible out the windshield. But I think it's a pretty good option, especially for people around this time. I think the Impala was on its last year, maybe. And then I think the Taurus was still out. So that's kind of your competition. And Dodge is still the only, I think they're one of the only American automakers. I think they're the only American automaker still making sedans. I guess large sedans. And I feel like this is still a competitor. And I think the reason it's still being made is because it's the only one that actually had a very, I guess, sport-driven lineup. So having the track packs or scat packs and Hellcats and all of that. And it's still, even this RT, super fun to drive. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2020 Dodge Charger RT Plus.